My name is Agrita Spelman and I'm a nutritionist and fitness trainer. Today our topic is balanced diet. We're gonna talk about essential nutrients like proteins, carbohydrates and fats, about consumption of water and about our program weight loss. If we're starting to think why we even eat, what's the reason in the 21st century? Ancient people ate because they needed to live, but in 21st century we have a lot of food around us, and sometimes it's not the main point. We need to get an energy, so we need to have a knowledge why we eat. We need to have a knowledge about what we are eating, and we have three basic nutrients, and first of them are protein. Protein is vital essential for immunity system and our muscle system and our muscles and fibers, and it's really important to understand that there's a difference of proteins. We have animal-based proteins and plant-based proteins, and they are different. Basically we need to consume 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram daily, the protein. It means that a woman who's 65 kilograms need to consume 65-80 grams of protein per day. If we're thinking about where is the protein, protein is mostly in meat and fish, egg whites, and we can use beans, peas and lentils too as a source of the protein. And even oats are a little bit source of protein. That it means that we need to mix everything together. About protein functions in our body. When we eat protein as much as we need, we are feeling good. We have this state of fullness and we are feeling more energetic and happy because of the amino acids. And there are some essential amino acids we need to take, but consuming a lot of protein sources and different ones, we have this more protein mixed, and we can have these essential amino acids like tryptophan. It makes us happier, it makes us feeling good. So you need to take protein sources daily. If you don't want to eat meat every day, it's okay. It's really okay not to eat meat every day or eat fish or consume beans, peas or lentils. It's a good protein source, but we need to remember that not everything of plant-based protein absorbs in our human's body. It's approximately 70-80%. So it's still good, but we need to consume a lot of differences. It depends of our schedule too. We need to eat protein in morning, but mostly I suggest to eat protein in evening. So we have the energy imbalance, and because of consuming a lot of carbohydrates. And then if we're eating protein in evening, it gives us a state of fullness. And it's really important even in evening, because you don't need active energy if you're not going out for a run. And if we are talking about protein, what it does too, it helps absorb the iron, the zinc and copper. And it's really important micro and macronutrients, because zinc helps for our skin, and it's really important. So we can eat protein daily, mixing it with carbohydrates. And if we are talking about carbohydrates like that, we need to remember that's an energy. That's an energy, and it's the mostly an easier way to get an energy of our daily exercises or for daily routines, because why nutritionists say the breakfast is a really important part of the meal, part meal of the day. That's why we need to consume, maybe these porridges are good, mixed cereals with egg whites. It's really good for your digestive system. It gives you an energy, and carbohydrates have 4 calories per 1 gram. And if we are talking about consuming, how much do we need carbohydrates? A lot of people doesn't know that. Carbohydrates is just an energy source. If you're physically active, you need energy to feed your muscles. Yeah, because you need to have the glycogen too in your muscles, and then if you have it, you're feeling more relaxed, you have an energy, and there is now such a lot of increase in our blood system, because sugar in our brain, in our body, affects us in different ways. It depends on the sugar. We have rice or cereals or oats or buckwheat, and they are complex carbohydrates. They give us an energy for 2, 3, 4 hours because it's a slow energy. And if we're consuming just raffinate sugar, honey too, or fruit juices, it's a fast energy, and it gives us an energy for 1 hour. How full you feel after eating a banana or even white bread or something really sweet. You don't feel full for a long term. So it's really important to use these complex carbohydrates. And daily health organization says that we need approximately 5 grams per each kilogram of your body daily carbohydrates. But as a nutritionist, I'm saying it depends. If you're sitting in the office all day, you don't need so much energy at evening. You need more protein and fats, but don't remember to consume complex carbohydrates. We can think about it, how to combine it. Mostly we eat carbohydrates at morning. In the morning we love to eat bread, and we can mix it with eggs. It's a good thing. Or eating cottage cheese or quark with the bread. It could be really good combination of your body, and you're gonna feel good. A lot of energy will be in your body, and you will be happy. Isn't it important? It's important to have a good quality life, not being depressed and feeling anxious. It's really okay to mix granola with the Greek yogurt. This is a good combination too. And remember, there's one thing about the fruits. Fruits are good because they have vitamins and microelements, which helps us to be healthy, wealthy. But if you don't consume that energy too much, 200 grams of fruits per day is enough. Because if you're gonna eat a lot of fruits, the sugar, this fructose inside your blood system, is gonna just rotate. And if we don't consume the energy, it makes the fats. It makes the fats depot, and we're gaining weight. Maybe that's the reason why you choose the diets that doesn't work. We need carbohydrates, but we need to think about it smartly and use them in the right time. It's really important to use carbohydrates before the physical activity, because our muscles need an energy, and to have the energy from carbohydrates, because otherwise our body consumes the protein sources and destroys the muscles. So mix it, and once more mix it with the protein and fats, because protein and fats gives us a state of fullness. Carbohydrates not so much. Do you have this feeling when you ate so much and mostly carbs, and then you feel so tired and want to go to sleep. And this is the reason why we need to mix something with the carbohydrates. And if we're talking about fats, people are really afraid of fats, but fats are one of essential nutrients. Why? Because it keeps us, our brain working. We need our brain functioning. That helps to reduce the heart system diseases. It's really important to use fats, but use them correctly. We have saturated fats and unsaturated fats. These two are really different because saturated fats are in dairy products, in meat and coconuts. So they are good for your body, but not too much. Why? Because they increase the bad cholesterol. If we can say bad cholesterol, it's low level lipoproteins, and it's in our blood system. When we're doing the blood analysis tests, there is two fractions: is cholesterol and triglycerides. And if we are looking our analysis, then we can say, yeah, if you have more than 1.5 these units of triglycerides, yeah, you have bad cholesterol, and you need to consume less dairy products like butter, and less oily, fatty meat products. But the second part is unsaturated, which is polyunsaturated and monounsaturated. What's the difference? Mostly monounsaturated fats are in oils. So oils are good. There is no cholesterol, and it helps us for immunity system, for our feeling of heat, our feeling of our brain functions, our skin, our hair, and especially for ladies, this is an important part of our life, to have a great skin, to have a great hair, and to just feel good. And our brain is functioning because of the acids that are in the oils. Remember that if we're consuming too much fat, because in fat there is 9 calories per gram, and it's a lot because in protein, in carbohydrates, it's 4 calories per 1 gram. So consuming 1 tablespoon of oil, it's already approximately 7 grams, and then it's already a lot of energy. If we are consuming 10 grams, then it's already 90 calories of your diet. But don't be afraid of fats. And the third part I was talking were polyunsaturated fats. They're in the fish and in some oils, and we need to consume nuts too. So why we need to eat fish? Why it is so important to eat fish? Because there are 2 acids which are essential for our body and helps us to live wealthy. Especially, you need to remember when we are about the ladies, if we're after the labor, or if we have a lot cholesterol levels, high cholesterol levels, then it's really important to use more polyunsaturated fats because they reduce your inflammation. And it's not seen, sometimes it's not seen in your analysis because CRO is the inflammation, this unit, but you cannot see chronic inflammation in your body. And if you are overweight, I give you 60-70% you have this chronic inflammation. So it's really important to use more polyunsaturated fats. So if we're talking about new diet trends, then one of the trends is keto diet, when you use a lot of fats and don't use carbohydrates almost at all. You need to remember that first you will have a diarrhea, you will feel nauseous, because a lot of consuming a lot of fats is mostly dangerous for your digestive system. Yeah, you can lose weight, but it's in an unhealthy way. You need to have carbs in your diet, and you need to eat more unsaturated fats. Do you think for your cholesterol level, using butter with bacon and eating it in a big proportions of your daily diet is good for you? As a nutritionist, I will say no. Your diet needs to be balanced, and it's really important to have all the three of these nutrients. Remember them. Protein was for our muscle fibers and for our immunity system and gives us a state of fullness. Carbohydrates, these complex carbohydrates, were really good for your energy level. About sugar intake, I'm gonna tell you in the next lesson, so watch us in the next lesson too. But about the fats, which is the third of nutrients essentials, you need to consume them. And if a human wants to lose the weight, you just cut a little bit of fats and don't use so much of fatty foods, like processed foods, like these trans amino acid, trans fats, yeah, because it's really important to have the good quality diet. If we're talking about water, yeah, everybody is talking that water is important and but you need to understand one thing about the water. In our brain, there are two centers. One is the feeling that we feel hungry, and other one is that we need to drink. We're thirsty, and they are really close in your brain. And sometimes there is some error happening in your brain, and you think you want to eat, but think about it twice. Maybe you just need to drink. Have there's been a situation you ate something, some snacks, and after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it's like this feeling stays that you still want to eat something, and your body just says, just drink water, just stay hydrated. If we're talking about consumption of water, it's 30 milliliters per 1 kilogram of your body daily. So it means 1.5 till 3 liters of water daily. Maybe it feels a lot if you're not used to drink water, but this reflex is working like the muscles, because if we are training it and we're drinking the water, it means that we're gonna drink it more. If you're not gonna take water daily, your body will say, okay, I'm good with that, but then you will have problem with your joints, and nobody likes the problem with the joints. Am I right? But if we're talking about really how to intake more water, how should I do it? I don't want it, and even if it's cold outside, just drink it warm, or just use the lemon or some fruits, or really good combination is with cucumbers, but because cucumber is already 90% of water, even more, and you mix it with water. Win-win situation, am I right? So if we're gonna use the water more, our appetite will be not so crazy, and we sometimes don't feel that we are really thirsty. But if we feel this reflex, it means that we already have thirstiness in our body. How we can just check, am I drinking water enough? Just to see your color of the urine. If it's really concentrated, then you are dehydrated, hypohydrated, and you need to drink more. So that's one of the mostly ways how to say if I'm dehydrated and I need to drink more water. There is some things that dehydrates us, and it's alcohol and caffeine. Is the mostly two things that are dehydrating us. And if we're talking about alcohol consumptions, yeah, we are dehydrated, and if we're using too much caffeine, it's the same. Caffeine is a lot in green tea and in a coffee, so it dehydrates us, and you cannot say I'm drinking just tea or coffee and I'm staying hydrated. No, it a little bit destroys your balance of water daily. So if you're gonna drink the coffee, just drink it with the glass of water, or before each meal, use the water. When you wake up, drink the water. Don't drink everything in the evening so you don't have edema, because people think that we have edema because we're drinking too much water. It's not true. It's edema. You have edema and systematic problems if you use too much salt. And salt, like salt is hyper nutrient, and it dehydrates us. But the problem is that the water stays in our body, not in our cells. And if you have these wrinkles, or your rings doesn't fit anymore, or your feet is too edemic, so then you need to think about consumption of water, more and less salt. Only thing when we need to reduce the water and the protein is kidney diseases, because if we have something with kidneys, we need to consume less protein and water. But about that you need to think and talk with your doctor if you have these problems. Okay, we can start to think about balanced diet. How it looks, your daily balanced diet. What did you ate today in a breakfast or in lunch? Do you remember? It's important, because paying attention to your diet is the first big step to changes in your life, to changes in your diet, to changes in your lifestyle. And if we think about it like the percentages, the math, how our plate looks, how to balance everything, it seems so difficult, because we need to have 55% of carbohydrates, 15-20% of protein, and 25-30% of fats is from the daily energy intake. And in these numbers and percentages, it looks really difficult to understand. But the basic is, you have a plate. Imagine your plate in front of you now. Imagine your palms, not imagine, look at your palms. You have two palms, and just squeeze them and watch. This is your portion of food, and hope you have a big hands. Yeah, but this is the portion of your food, and if you put it on the plate, then one of this size is mostly veggies, berries and fruits. That would be amazing if you can do that. 1/4 part is protein. You can eat meat, fish, beans, peas, lentils, eggs, cheese, tofu if you're a vegetarian, and 1/4 is carbs. So you can eat, I'm not against pasta or something else, you just need to balance it. And if you put 1/4 part of your plate with the carbohydrates, you will feel good. And where's the fats? It's 1 tablespoon of fats in each meal. So if we're talking about real food, that's how your plate could look like. My life hack for that is put your veggies in your evening, in your salad, mix it with the protein, add the seeds or add the eggs in end. You need to add some oil or something else to feel full, because everybody, can you imagine, can you be full from just veggies? It's not possible. But for those who doesn't have the energy or time after a long day to cook, you can drink some cocktail, some protein, something that helps you just to work your digestive system. And I suggest to drink food just when you don't have a time or when you have a goal, like I will fit in that dress after 1 week. Yeah, and that's really important because we need to have a goal. Do you have a goal now? I hope yes, because we have 3 programs and 3 weight loss programs. The first one is 21 days long, and it affects your schedule. I would say your schedule the most. You need to eat 4 times per day, but if you don't want to eat evening, or you're the person who can't stop, I know there's a lot of persons who start to eat and they cannot stop. If you want to have balanced, like supper or late night snack, you can drink just a cocktail or have it more with the protein sources. And if we're talking for the second program, we have Express program. It's 3 days. It's 3 days. What is 3 days of your life to change something in your food, in your feeding system, in your schedule? Start to think about yourself. And there is one different thing. Then you can just add more. I'm saying it's a baby food because we don't need to have the teeth, we just swallow it, yeah? And you can use the cocktails. If you're like addict from the sweets, it's good to have the sweet taste too. And the third program is I need to fit in that dress. We have a party tomorrow and I want to be really good like now, or I'm not talking about dress, but in general. Yeah, this one program is just 1 day. If you feel like, okay, I ate too much in these last weeks, last years, so then you can just use this 1 day's program. And it's not so much of calories, but if you mix it with a lot of consumption of water, like I would suggest 40 milliliters per day, per each kilogram, then you can just a little bit, I'm not gonna say detox, but you get a point about it. Just get rid of everything that's in your colon. So remember that the balanced diet is more about the explanation of an understanding of the daily basis, how to eat 80% of your daily life. And we're gonna talk about sweets, how to use sweets in our next lesson. And today I'm gonna say thank you for your attention. My name is Agrita Spelmane, and see you in the next lesson.